Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Come and Take It podcast, but not anymore. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of QuattroQuattroDos. I am your boy Christian, like always, and today we're gonna do, well, I always say the same thing. We're gonna try to keep it short or whatever, but since we have one game, and I'm gonna try to be concise and try to keep it hopefully under 20 minutes. And hopefully I'm trying out again the camera that I bought, and I'm not doing it with my phone, so hopefully the video comes out really well. You're gonna see me kind of adjusting my hat a lot, just because it's kind of weird with the camera. Podcast is gonna be, the audio version is gonna be normal, but yeah, hopefully the video comes out well. Hopefully you guys have been able to check out the new segment that I have started, which is Anatomy of a Goal. So basically what I'm doing is I'm looking at the goals of each game right now as of today, or maybe as you're listening, maybe you have only seen the 2 goals by Alan Pulido that I have kind of broken down, just to basically show kind of like the flaws that the Houston Dynamo has in the back line. And then also I've talked about I'm going to do, actually right after this video, I'm going to do the breakdown of Sam Junquas, which seems ordinary, but it's not as ordinary as it may seem. So given that and being that said, let me just go ahead and give you social medias. QuattroQuattroDos to find the show. It should be on the bottom here, somewhere on the bottom on the screen, and then you can find me under Cris Putalia. So I don't even have to spell it anymore, because I figured out, well, with the help of my wife, how to put it on the screen. So if you guys are watching this, it should be on the screen. It's not clickable yet, but someday it will. So just find me there on Instagram and Twitter. Hit me up. Tell me how you like the Anatomy of a Goal, if you think I'm doing a good job or not. It doesn't matter, I really don't care, but I do it because I like it. And then just hit me up. I'm not gonna continue to do the whole keep saying about the interviews, because I still want to do them. It's just that I don't have time, and it's just kind of hard to coordinate and stuff like that. So hopefully we'll get those sooner than later, and we can get the ball rolling. But going back into the games, shout out to the Houston Astros, for beating the A's, by the way, 10-5, I believe they ended. And also shout out to the ladies of the Houston Dash, holding it down here at home, beating the North Carolina Courage. And shout out to Cristian for killing it and literally becoming the sole owner of the North Carolina Courage. She had a heck of a game, 3 assists, 1 goal. You can't really get any better than that. So shout out to her, shout out to Groom for scoring, shout out to the ladies for keeping it 100 and being not the only winning team, because the Astros won, of course, but being basically the only good team, at least the only good soccer team here in Houston. Even though the Houston Dynamo has been playing pretty good, but unfortunately have not been getting the results that we wanted. So right now, I'm going through my notes. I should have notes for the game. So coming into this 4th SKC game, or 4th game against SKC this year on 2020, we have faced them 4 times this year. The first one we lost 4-0. If you remember, I put actually BC before COVID. Away game over there in Kansas City. Then we actually went back to Kansas City, and we beat them 5-2, which was a tremendous game. I sound like tremendous. Sorry, stupid joke. But it was a great game. We went over there, we whooped their ass, we came back, beat them at home 2-1 during the COVID stuff. It wasn't that long ago. And then the Dynamo ended up trickling into the bad habits of losing or tying, either in the last minute or being down and then tying up the game and stuff like that. And this game I actually had well, actually, to be honest, since the Tab Ramos era has begun, or at least not begun, but since we started winning and going to SKC and beating them 5-2, and beating Minnesota here at home and stuff like that, it kind of brought some kind of hope into my system of having a winning team, having a good team. And to be honest, like most of these games, except probably the Colorado game and the Dallas game that I didn't like too much, how we played, even though we did have more possession than them, I think every other game we have outplayed our opponents. It's just that we haven't gotten the results. I didn't watch the Nashville game. I had to work, so I kind of skipped it. And honestly, I didn't want to watch a replay to a one-on-one game. I don't know. I should have watched it, but I actually forgot to record it too. So it's just kind of, a lot of circumstances didn't, give me the want to actually go back and watch it. But I heard it was a good game. I heard we had possession of the game, possession of the ball, and had a good game. We just couldn't put it in. That's what he said, I guess. That's what she said, joke, but whatever. But yeah, coming into another game at against SKC, knowing who they are, having a good team, having great players, and we played really, really well. I think everybody, if you watch the game, you saw that the Dynamo basically dominated. I have here some stats. We had a final possession of the game. It was 60-40, 59.8 for the Dynamo and 40.2, so almost 60-40 right there. Possession, we kind of outshot them, if that's a word. We had 13 shots, they had 11 shots, so it wasn't too crazy. Kind of in there. But the big difference is the shots off target. So we had 7 shots off target, they had 3. Obviously, they were a lot better when it came to scoring, of course, right? Right? They beat us 2-0. But hopefully you guys are able to check out those Anatomy of a Goal videos in the YouTube channel. And I actually kind of like I mentioned, I break down the goals. And you can see how much better they did when it came to finishing, which is something that we have struggled on for the 4-5 last games, including this one. So I guess maybe 5-6 maybe. And it's just kind of weird because now everybody's kind of questioning the main 2 positions that we have been lacking on. A lot of people say that, with the departure of Ellis, we kind of have been struggling and replacing Ellis. But I believe it's not that Ellis is replaceable, because obviously we still haven't had a person to kind of give us that difference. But I think kind of Quinteros is kind of filling that void a little bit, because this year we didn't have much of Ellis either way. But I think Ellis was a great important person when it came to creating and actually finishing some of the goals, because he had a lot of one-on-one power, which is what we're lacking. We're lacking finishing at the in the last third inside the box. When it comes to Mauro Manotas and Cristian Ramirez, they have been lacking. They haven't scored since the Colorado game and since the game before that. And you can't have 2 forwards and not have them score in 4 or 5 games. Not even one of them. I'll give you if one of them is going through a bad, a dry spell basically, and then the other one, is somewhat hot, but having 2 forwards and none of them scoring is come on, dude. We can't count on Minor Figueroa scoring every game, or having defenders score every game. Even in this game, Sam Junqua scored, a left back, Shout out to Sam Junqua, first professional goal. It was actually a great goal, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna do the breakdown of your goal as well. And then, so obviously they had pretty good players. They obviously knew how to attack. Let me see. Let's go through some of the notes. We started with the regular 4 in the back. With Marriage at goal. Sarek, Kiki, Figueroa, Lundy, Vera, Seren, Boniek in the middle. So Memo was out with an injury on his leg, and it wasn't serious, but they said they're trying to be extra cautious because there's so many games coming out that they didn't want to put him out there and kind of have him get injured for no reason. Then you had Ari Lassiter on the right, Manotas and Quinteros, or Quinteros and Manotas. So first 5 minutes, I wrote down we had possession of the game, and it's funny because around minute 5-6, you had a long ball from Marco Maric that he, instead of like playing it, he had some passes that he could have done, right there close to him, but he tried to play a long ball and it got lost. And you saw like the reprimand from the coach, not only Ty Ramos himself, but from the other players. Like, dude, we are trying to play the ball from the back. We are starting to construct our team from the back. So like, put the ball on the floor and let's play through the back. And I think that Dynamo are really doing really good. The only thing is about this game is that SKC defended very, very well. So if you look at SKC first half, at least that's where I noticed it the most. I actually have it here, like in minute 10, basically. I was watching, and they did most of the first half. They did it, and the second half was kind of more open because of the goals and stuff like that. But if you were able to divide like the field in 4 quadrants, so like like each half into 2, they were on their half, but they were on the upper half, like the like where the circle is, the giant circle in the middle, and that's where most of their players congregated. So whenever they would lose the ball, literally the defenders and midfielders would drop back to like midfield, and the defenders will push up to midfield. So if you pay really close attention, lately, now that I'm kind of breaking down games, I'm trying to look at more of the technical side of things, and not only like going there and enjoying the games, which I do, because I love the sport and I love to play it and all that. But I'm looking at these little technical things that maybe I wasn't looking at them before, or I wasn't paying attention to them. And SKC had like a really good plan, and it's so satisfying to like listen to the coach afterwards and actually say what I was looking at, and I was like, oh look, I actually know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Peter Vermees was saying that that's what they were playing for. As soon as you lose the ball, they wanted all 11 of them to be behind the ball and defend it, and for the defenders to kind of push up a little bit and leave like a big gap between like the attackers, like the Houston Dynamo and the goal. So kind of have them far away, but also with so many people congested behind the ball that they weren't able to get through. And that's what happened a lot. If you see the game, there was a lot of ball movement in the back, going from Lundy to Sarek Valentin, and then Sarek Valentin to Lundy. So it was a lot of back and forth, and that's where the first goal came. The first goal came, these movement, these touches, and there was a long pass to Adam. Adam tried to one touch it to Quinteros where he lost it, and since we were all attacking and not a lot of defenders, and then Pulido is like the one that would stay kind of a little bit higher than everybody else. As soon as Bucio got that ball, Alan Pulido made that great run, between lines between Figueroa and Kiki. Bucio put a beautiful ball, and then the rest is history. If you guys saw it, which also kind of brings to the second point of the first point being our strikers have been having a lot of trouble putting the ball in, a lot of trouble finishing. Now on top of my head, I can think of Cristian Ramirez missing a lot of one-on-ones in the last 2 games against Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken, the one before SKC here at home. And just too many games that I've been seeing of Cristian Ramirez where he has a lot of chances, but he's not being able to put the ball in the net. And it's very concerning because you think, you're a forward, that's your job basically, that's like your one job, and you're just kind of failing to do that. And as much as we like the guy, he seems like a nice dude, family man and all these things, but it's a soccer team, and we're trying to be competitive. We're trying to put a team that wins, and we can't be winning if we can't put the ball in the net. You know what I'm saying? So we need them to step up. But then the secondary failure that we have as a team is that we are conceding too many goddamn goals, to put it lightly. Our center backs, let's just be honest, right? So we have a 37-year-old in Figueroa who is actually the better center back, unfortunately, because Kiki seems just kind of lost in a way. He seems to kind of like play hard, but he doesn't seem all that comfortable playing in that center back position. It's just, I don't know, like it just seems kind of like he's iffy. Like for example, if you look at the first goal with Pulido, like I don't know, me, like I'm not trying to compare myself, but I always do. I played center back in high school. Obviously, it's a completely different thing, completely different style of soccer, and I still play center back, when I play with my dad's friends and all that crap. But when it comes to like having one-on-ones like that, I would step up. Like I would not run with the defender. I don't know if because it's me, my personality, but I think personally, the defender should step up and kind of make. If you're gonna make the forward beat you, okay, yeah, he's gonna beat me, but I'm gonna kind of throw him off. You know what I'm saying? And also, fuck it, penalty. Like, or not penalty, but just give him a foul outside the box. Don't let him come in. And it's not gonna be a red card because there's another player coming right behind you. Like, it could be, depending on the ref. But if you play your cards right, and I know it's probably early in the game. Well, actually, no. 33rd minute, so it wasn't even that early in the game. It was pretty deep in the game. But, like, get a yellow card. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, but stop the scoring chances. He's beating you one-on-one. And, like, you could have stopped there way before. You let the guy run with the ball 30 yards from, like, mid-field almost to your 6. Like, to have a one-on-one with your goalie. And that's just unacceptable. So, a lot of people obviously have been saying, hey, do we need new center backs? Do we need new strikers? What is going on? And I think we're just gonna see what happens, in this off season. I think this off season is going to be very crucial for us, and we're gonna see what Tab Ramos is going to be able to manage and complete with the help, hopefully, of Matt Jordan and hopefully of Gabriel Brenner dropping those bucks. As we know, we haven't had much luck when it came to spending, when it came to finding good players. I think the only one that stuck out was Matias Vera, and he has been the anomaly for us. And we are hoping, if you guys heard the news, that this kid, Mateo Bajamic, happens to be that gold mine, that diamond in the rough type of thing. Like young kid, actually second season as a professional in the second division team in Argentina. I know that some people were worried about that, but second division of Argentina is very super competitive, and it's probably better than a lot of leagues in this world. And that's coming from experience from me watching. So like I think we'll have a good kid. Like he has like 10 goals in 28 games. He's a winger. He has like 7 assists or something like that. So obviously his goal scoring opportunities, if you look at his highlights, this kid is scoring badass goals. He's putting good passes. Tab Ramos likes him. He has been scouting him in a way, and he thinks he has a really good potential to either be a winger or put him as number 9. And this is gonna be the chance for either Mauro Manotas or for Ramirez. Well, Martinez too. Tomas Martinez, I think he's on his way out, to be honest. But they're gonna have to step up as forwards. They're gonna have to start scoring. They're gonna have to start creating chances for other players. Like they're gonna have to be doing something, because it is unacceptable for your center backs and your defenders to be scoring all the goals and defending. Like you can't be centering the ball and going in the freaking box and heading it in. It's just impossible. But other than that, the second goal, I think it was another bad goal. Check out the anatomy of a goal on YouTube. And the channel is QuattroQuattroDos. It's gonna be on the bottom, of course, how you spell it and stuff like that. So go check it out. Second half wasn't really too crazy. Also, Marco Marriage had a really good double saved towards like the 65-minute mark. Really good. I think he kind of kept us in that game right before the second goal from Pulido came in. I think Marco Marriage giving us that, that chance to kind of, he pushed it back. He pushed that second goal back a little bit, about 7 minutes or so, 8 minutes. But I think, overall he played a good game. A lot of people also have been criticizing Marco Marriage. Me personally, I think he's okay. I just think he needs better defenders. That's my personal opinion. You may have yours. Let me know, what is your opinion about our defenders? We just talked about him. And then also Cabrera, center back, he hasn't been playing. And he's good, the games that we've seen him, but also he's been injured. So, and then Formachor, like, he's there, but he's not there. Like, he doesn't get a lot of minutes. But he's a young guy. He hasn't been playing good the games that he has played. I think hopefully we'll get to see him more with all these games coming up all together. But, we'll see what happens. And then shout out again to Sam Junqua for coming in the second half towards the end and scoring his first professional goal. So being all that said, I think we all can say that we're playing really good soccer. We're just not putting the ball into the box. So at the end of the day, if you don't score and if you don't win, does it really matter if you play good? I don't know. Bielsa said, not always the team that plays better wins. So, and it's the harsh truth and reality of this world that sometimes you're the better team and you lose. But it doesn't matter if you play good. It only matters if you win at the end of the game, right? So, and also, shout out to Gianluca Busio. Like, that kid is a beast. I think he's like 18, 19 years old, and he is killing it. And I think he has a lot of potential. I think the U.S. men's national team is going to have a great batch of players coming in. And I think Gianluca will be one of the main players when it comes to this national team becoming something and doing something hopefully very important for this men's national team. And I'm really looking forward to the World Cup in 2026 when we'll have people here in the United States and we'll have a really good team, I believe. But other than that, Houston is playing the second to last Texas Derby here in Houston. Wednesday was today, the 5th, on Monday, 6th, Tuesday, 7th. So the 7th on Wednesday, I think is at 7 o'clock. Make it out to BBVA, get your tickets. Everybody's doing social distancing, so everybody's safe and everybody's happy. The staff, the people that work there, they're all really doing a great job. So if you're worried about anything, I would say don't be, because you're doing a great, they have a good operation going on. They even have a thing that you actually don't even have to get up to buy food. It's an app and you call whoever, or like you order your food and they bring it to your seat, so you don't even have to do that. So you don't have to even, like, you go in, you sit down, you watch a game, you go home. And if you have to go pee, you can go pee. And there's even that, they even like social distance the bathrooms. So if you're a guy, you don't even have to have another guy next to you in the urinal because they blocked it off. So it works out great. Also, you know, dudes don't get super close to you when you're trying to piss. But other than that, go out to the Texas Derby. Shout out one more time to Sam Junqua, and also shout out to El Batallón, the Surge, Texan Army, Bandera Negra, but mainly El Batallón and the guys that bring the music and the life to the game. I think if they wouldn't be there, I think the games will be completely boring. I don't mind the silence of the games, but I think having that environment of having people sing for 90 straight minutes changes the game completely, and I think it gives motivation for the players. Hopefully they get to score more, but I think the support is already there. We just need them to freaking score, right? So shout out to those guys. They're killing it, and honestly, I think we have the best supporter groups, or let's just put it as one. Hustletown supporter group. It's probably the best supporter group in the United States or in the MLS. I know there's other ones that have bigger groups, 32, 52, whatever, the Timber Army and this and that. But I think we have the ¿cómo se dice? We have probably not the livest. That's not a word. But we have the better, like we have music, it's fun. I don't know, it just feels like I'm watching like Boca Juniors playing La Bombonera, and like you have Doce singing at all times. I don't know, it just gives me that vibe, and I like it. I really like it. So shout out to El Batallón for bringing the music. Shout out to everybody that supports. Shout out to all the supporter groups, not only the ones that I mentioned, because I know there's more. Los del Cuartel, I think they're called. Grifos, I think. I saw your flag, that was badass. But yeah, bunch of supporter groups. So go out, support. Even them, they are social distance. So you can even go cheer and jump in a social distancing manner if you're worried. And if you're not, then you're not, you know. But yeah, let's shut it down. Like I said, the links, not the links, but you know, the handles are down below. And yeah, 25 minutes. I only went 5 minutes over. So shout out to y'all. Have a good night. Hopefully, you guys, we can see you on Wednesday, and we can whoop Dallas. And hopefully, I mean, they had a good game. They tied 2-2 against Columbus, which is the best team right now in the MLS. So hopefully, they don't give us that much of a fight, and we can whoop their ass. Send them back to Frisco crying. But yeah, other than that, also don't forget, next Saturday we're playing away. So keep your, you know, watch that as well. So I'll probably do another breakdown of the game on Wednesday, probably Thursday, Friday. Or I might just crumple those up with the ones with the Saturday, so we'll see. But yeah, other than this, shout out to everybody. Thank you. Have a good night. Don't forget to watch those videos, Anatomy of a Goal on YouTube. Just go to QuattroQuattroDos, they're there. And just like it, subscribe, whatever the kids say. Like, subscribe, rate, show it to your friends, whatever. So, see you later. Somebody's talking really loud outside my house and it's freaking me out. Bye-bye.